Hi everyone, today I'm showing you how to make DIY jewellery inspired by Pinterest and TikTok, so keep on watching if you want cute jewellery. We're doing earrings, necklaces and rings, so a bit of everything. So let's start with the wavy necklace. I saw this on Pinterest, I fell in love and I was like, right, we have to do this. So you're going to need a jump ring, open it up and put it on some chain and then attach a clasp to it as well. You might already have a chain, in which case go ahead and just use that, but if you don't and you have the materials to make one, then I would definitely recommend it. Using a clamp bead, I attached some fishing wire. There's a close-up for you to see. Yeah, and then just start adding beads. What I did was I added a bunch of beads all in one go and then thread it through the chain, and you can make the waves as long, as big as you want depending on how many beads you use and how far down the chain you thread the fishing wire. And I played around with different lengths and shapes and I found that this really worked and looked good in the end, but you can make them uniform and do it all the same. I just sort of wanted to play around with the different lengths and different effects that it could have. So yeah, it all comes down to personal preference, just do whatever you enjoy. And you can do multiple colours, but I quite liked the darker shade pink, lighter shade pink contrast. I would definitely be making more of these in all different colours. But yeah, to finish it off, I'm going to use a clamp bead again, thread it through the chain and then back through the clamp bead, just to secure it on there and make sure it doesn't fall off, because you don't want a necklace falling apart, do you? So yeah, use some pliers to clamp the bead together, thread through any fishing wire and cut off any excess, and then to finish it off I'm adding another jump ring at the end of the chain, just to secure it and so that it actually closes. But yeah, as I said, if you already have a chain that you can use, then that won't be necessary. So this DIY frog ring is probably one of the most straightforward DIYs I've ever done. You just need some wire, and yes, I used scissors to cut the wire, and fold it in half, thread a green bead on one of the ends, just to start it off, and then add more beads to it to give it more body until you get to the front bit where you want to add the eyes. So obviously I can't tell you how many beads to put on, it all depends on your ring size, but just mess around with it, see what works, see what's too big, too small, what fits. But yeah, once you've added enough beads, you're going to separate the two wire ends. On one side I put one black bead for the eye, and then I put 3 green beads on the other wire to give it a shape. And then for the section between the eyes I added another bead, and then did the same thing again for the other eye. Once you're done with that, you can go back to adding green beads on to both of the wire ends at the same time and go round until you make a ring that fits your finger, and of course tie it off and you're done. This was so simple to make and I would definitely recommend doing it. Look how cute it is. I mean, why wouldn't you want a frog ring? Just why? For the last DIY of this video, I'm showing you how to make these beautiful lemon crochet earrings, and I'm using a 2.5mm crochet hook, yellow and white yarn. So you want to start with a magic ring, chain 1, and then do 4 double crochets into the magic ring. I do want to note that I'm using UK crochet terms, so if you crochet based on the American terminology, then you will want to convert these to do it accurately. So once you've done that, you want to close the magic ring, chain 1 again and turn around. I want you to increase in each stitch so that you end up with 8 stitches in total. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure if I just did 1 row of this or if I went back and just did another single crochet in each stitch afterwards, but just see what works for you. Now it is time to add white yarn. Again, chain 1, turn, and then increase, so do 2 double crochets into 1 stitch and then 2 double crochets in the next stitches. So 2 double crochets in 1 stitch and then double crochet in the 2nd stitch and double crochet in the 3rd stitch. I hope that makes sense. So just go around once before attaching the yellow yarn again. Chain 1, turn it around and do a double crochet in each stitch. And that's it for crocheting the lemon slice. And what I love about this is that you can essentially make any citrus fruit you want. You could do limes, you could do oranges, just mess around with the colours, and you've got a different fruit and got different pairs of earrings. So of course you then need to thread through any loose ends, and I did some stitching and I stitched on some lines as well just to make it more lemony. And then finally it is time to attach the earring hooks. Now this is pretty straightforward. You just open up the hook, thread on the lemon, close the hook, and you're done. How cute are these? I am going to wear these all the time. I really hope you enjoyed watching today's video. If you did and you would like to see more DIY jewellery ideas, then I would definitely recommend watching this video. And if you fancy some TikTok DIYs, why not check this one out instead?